Dream Team? It's your boy Dean Hill back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with British comedy at its finest. Micky Flanagan, Greg Davies, Lenny Henry, live at the Apollo. We're gonna break this video down into 3 different parts, but I'm excited. British comedians be absolutely killing me. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. Let's do this.
My wife went back to work, so she said, it's the thing about having children is it is a bit tedious because you get up early with them. You get up about 6:30. By about 7:30, you're running out of ideas, right? So the government say, not too much telly, not too much telly. They don't know what they're talking about. They love a bit of telly. Never once has this little boy turned to me and gone, there's nothing on, Dad. So I put him by the telly, right? He's watching Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm reading about the budget deficit, which is very high, as we know, and you should be more worried about it. He's watching Thomas, I'm reading the paper. He's watching Thomas, I'm reading the paper. Suddenly, I'm watching Thomas. 2 years later, I'm a massive fan of Thomas. I've got to know the trains again, haven't I? Their little personalities, you know. You think, oh, Toby's turned up. This will be a blinder, this will. No, because where he's like, he's not a proper diesel or a steamy, and he's square, he plays up a bit, you know? So you're guaranteed a good episode with Toby. Now, the worst thing about having children, you're thoroughly enjoying an episode of Thomas. The little boy looks up at me and thinks, he's enjoying himself a bit. I'm not having that. I think I'll go off and top myself, all right?
The little boy looks up at you. He's enjoying himself a bit. Not having none of that. Them kids will really get you watching all them shows, but really have you intrigued in them shows as you watch them, dog. You like, dang, this show actually not that good, you know? It's pretty catchy, actually. I'll sit here and watch with you, bud. And you'll become a fan. Mickey telling you.
Goes and gets in the oven. Keep me on my toes, and you have to go, hot, hot, hot! Hot, hot, hot! And you miss the end of Thomas. It ruins the rest of your day. Ruins it. It gnaws away at you. You think, how did that end? And it's not the sort of show you can just pop down the pub that night and start asking about, you know what I mean? Like saying to people, I don't suppose you saw Thomas this morning, did you? They brought the orchestra over, right, to play out the Fate, the So Dar Fate. They've only sent Percy to pick them up, haven't they? I don't know what the Fat Controller's thinking about sometimes, I really don't. We know it's a job for Gordon, don't we? Possibly hang me at a push. Come clean with you there.
Oh my God, bro. Micky Flanagan is hilarious, bro. I'm telling y'all, these British comedians, man, they're built different, dog. I love my American comedians. But I've started to love British comedians so much as well.
The main reason I have an issue with Robert Pattinson and Twilight is that when I was at school, I realised I wasn't going to be good at sport, I wasn't going to be academic. So I thought, well, if I'm rubbish at everything, then I'll have to do drama, because that's what you do if you're shit. Drama students in, awkward laughs. What they're going to do. Look at me, Jack, I'm making an angry tree. But that was me. I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do drama. I'm going to audition for every single play that my school puts on. And every single play that I went in to audition for in my school, I learned all of my lines. I went in front of the drama teacher. I gave it my all. And every single play that I auditioned for, Robert Pattinson got cast in the lead role. Cast as Villager 6. The twat who used to have to stand at the corner of the stage and do nothing for an hour and a half whilst his parents looked unashamed. And that's not to say I didn't throw myself into these roles. When I was playing Villager 6, I would give it my all. The drama teacher would be like, Jack, at the end of the scene, all you have to do, Robert's doing his final speech, is walk very quietly from that side of the stage to this side of the stage and exit quietly without making a fuss. I was like, oh my God, sir, you are a fool. When Jack Whitehall is on stage, he does not walk, he glides.
I would be dead if I saw that, dog. I would lose my mind laughing if I saw that. 100%.
The other one they'd have to do right, and this happened on several occasions. The school were forced to write parts into plays so my parents wouldn't complain to the headmaster. Do you realise how humiliating that is? When you're stood with all of your friends and peers in front of a cast list, and yeah, I have my name on it, but everyone knows there is no emu in the manger. I look like a dick. But the worst thing about it, and it still cuts me up, and I cannot get over it, is the one very simple and plain fact, and that is Robert Pattinson is not a good actor. He wasn't a good actor at school. He's not a good actor now.
He's a pretty good actor.
I've been to see him in these Twilight films several times, and every time I watch him on the screen, through the web of tears, I'm astounded how big a truck of shit he is. All the guy does is move.
Robert Pattinson is a pretty good actor, I would think. But Jack ain't having it, I guess. So maybe I'm wrong.
I'm astounded how big a truck of shit he is. All the guy does is mope around, giving this one same surly look. And that's the look that he stole off me. Because it's the exact look I've been doing the past. But I'm not bitter, I'm very happy.
Primark, they've started selling Che Guevara t-shirts. That's a fitting testament to the man's legacy, isn't it? Che Guevara. Che Guevara, he fought for the poor and oppressed in South America. Now his face has been stitched onto t-shirts by the poor and oppressed in Southeast Asia. To be worn by the poor and oppressed in Southeast London. That's where I stay when I come to London, South East London, kind of Dulwich sort of area. There's a lot of knife crime, a lot of crime. I don't really know the solutions to that particular problem, but I think a start would be to maybe close the shops that sell the weapons in the first place. Now you get these high street shops that sell crossbows to guys in shell suits. Not these places. Shops that sell thousands of baseball bats every year, but have never sold any baseballs. The Peckham Rye, Red Sox have not had a game in a while. I was in one of these places, done a bit of research, and the only security measure, if you want to buy a violent weapon, is you need to fill in a form leaving your name and address, so if anything happens, you can be traced for questioning. And that's the theory. But which self-respecting nutcase buying a weapon would leave their real name and address? Well, I picture some police investigation team going through the book and saying, excuse me, shop owner, says here, you sold a samurai sword to Bert and Ernie from 24 Sesame Street. And some new guy cop, he'd get sent on a wild goose chase somewhere. Sesame Street not showing up on the sat-nav.
I didn't think they'd really look for it. I thought they would know. It doesn't exist. I thought they would know. But they actually sent them on a chase. Okay.
Putting down the window for directions. Going, excuse me, mate. Excuse me. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame? That's a wind-up, isn't it?
I went in, I paid £1, a door opened, and sure enough, there was a sea of elves. tiny little Thai women in little pink jackets, and they're so lovely, the Thai people, so welcoming and lovely. I walked in, still feeling a bit cocky about my height, David. I walked in, I went, behold. Like this. Which encouraged me. I went, yes! That's right, my little friend! Who will touch the flesh of the giant? And they all went, and I went, I'm exaggerating a little bit. When I was at my peak of cockiness, these wonderful, welcoming, smiling women suddenly parted, as if they planned it. They parted to reveal this hobbit. This evil hobbit. And she clip-clopped out of the pack. Clip-clop doesn't make sense.
I ain't never heard nobody say clip-clop.
She had who? She had little who? She didn't. She was normal. I looked at her and I went, hello. And she went like this. And I went, ooh. She said, I will rub you. And I went, ooh. And then she took me by the hand. Sorry. Just giving you a chance to see how badly all my clothes fit me at this stage. She took me by the hand into a little room. She got me to lie down in front of her and she stood over me and she went like this. What do you want? I went, massage? She said, yes. What sort of massage? I said, I don't know what the options are. She said, you can have normal or you can have Thai. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where I made one of the worst decisions of my entire life. Has anyone been for a Thai massage? How do you describe that? Painful is polite, thank you.
Painful. I ain't never heard about no Thai massages. Well, I guess you about to explain it to us.
Right, but as an elf, kicking the shit out of me. She beat the living shit out of me. If you get offered one for free, turn it down. She was punching me in the throat. I said, I'm giving you £1, you little bastard. They made me dress in a little pair of paper pants, can you imagine, right? I was coming up in bruises during the massage. At the end of the hour, I was covered in bruises in paper pants. I looked like a fat, shaved leopard. I was sneaking out thinking, thank God that's over. And I got to the door and I heard this. I've not finished.
How many of you have ever...
Nah, ain't no way I would have turned around. I'm at the door. I'm out of there. That's all we got, though. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so you suggest it. It's your boy D-Neil, out.